which is appropriate because Washington's about as west as you can get without counting the non-contiguous states of Alaska and Hawaii. We've got 1 point for Leisgang. Halfway through the first period, now it is West. Both of the singlets, nice designs, but at least they have the trim the correct color, because otherwise there's blue and red in both of them. So I like the personality of these singlets. They're interesting, but a little difficult when they're both like that. We got the Dairy Farm for Wisconsin. We got Bigfoot for Washington. Love the Bigfoot. Any cryptids, any mythological creatures you can boast of from your state, I say celebrate it. All right, West needs to score in the next couple seconds or else he'll concede a point to Leisgang. I've said Leisgang and Leisgang. I don't know which one it is. I'm going to go with Leisgang. It's the least I could do. Let's get that right, or at least try to. There's the point for Leisgang, 2-0. And now Leisgang himself gets warned. 15 seconds left in the first period. And we're at the break. After some consultation with the coaches, we'll come back to the center. Not dry enough for the official. Neither wrestler did enough toweling. And in fact, no toweling happened because both corners have t-shirts. Maybe they are at Airbnbs, but if you're at a hotel, just grab a towel before you leave. Now you got towels. Or stop by one of the booths upstairs. I saw some of them giving out towels. IMG Academy had a booth, lots of towels there. Just grab one. They'll give it to you. Or use your t-shirt. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Second period underway, 2-0. Leisgang leads West. This is for a spot in the semifinals here at U.S. Marine Corps Junior Nationals, USA Wrestling's biggest event of the year. It's in the biggest structure here at Fargo. Well, I made that up. The biggest sporting structure, the biggest arena. There may be something bigger, make a really big silo or something. I don't know. I don't know what they got here at Fargo. I know some of the stuff they got. And this is definitely the biggest stadium. Maybe in the whole state. What do they got in Grand Forks? Nah, can't compare to the Fargo Dome. I wouldn't think so. Leisgang on the clock. He'll give up a point here to West. West just needs a point. We saw at 190 pounds right before this in the quarterfinals, Decker Bechtold Was down 2-0 for most of the match. Gets an activity clock point, and then with just 10 seconds to go, gets a step out point, takes the lead, and that's something West could do here. Hasn't been really in command. Well, neither West is very evenly matched, but he can score late here, just a single point, and that would do it. That would give him the lead. If he could hold on after that. We got the WWF logo for Wisconsin against some farm country, blue skies, green fields. I've been calling it a dairy farm, but that's just because Wisconsin's known for their dairy. And then we got Washington. We got the pine forest. We got some street signs, and then we got Bigfoot. We got the front of Bigfoot on the front, and then the back of Bigfoot on the back of that singlet. So Bigfoot or the farm, who will take it? They got the logo or the slogan, "See you next time," on the back of the Wisconsin singlets. I think that's a slogan for some store in Wisconsin, I was told. I don't really know. All right, under 40 now. Quarterfinals of Junior Nationals. Under 30. Wisconsin and Washington in a battle of the states that start with W. Hand fighting, not a lot of level changes, but that's not atypical of a heavyweight bout. Coach is starting to get animated. There's the shot off the whistle, and that's why you don't often see that. 2 points for Liesgang as he gives a fist pump to his fans, friends, and family in the crowd. And West had to try for something. Can't fault him for that. It's tactic. Just didn't work. So that's going to be a 4-1 victory for Wisconsin. And Kale Liesgang on to the next round. We're going to go actually on to the next, the next round. Semifinals, not even the next weight. We're moving on up in rounds and moving on down to the youngins, the lightweights. Actually, I don't know how young they are. I mean, they all haven't finished, or they all just finished high school. They haven't started college yet. We've got Riker Leonard of Ohio in the red. Saw him tech fall his opponent to kick off these quarters. Taking on Simon Woods in the blue. And right off the rip, Woods with 2, looking for a turn. He gets it. Looking for another turn. And wow, 6-0. Takedown in 2 turns. And Leonard in a deep hole. Woods from Illinois. Illinois always shows out here at Fargo. We'll see if they got enough to take the crown. States are all in competition with each other. Wow, so fast getting to that leg. And another 2. He is a turn away from making the finals. There it is, Simon Woods. And he is pumped. Let's go. He's going to be back on this main stage for the finals later this afternoon. You can watch it all on FloWrestling, and welcome to everybody joining us on our social media channels, which you're watching live. Just like everybody watching on FloWrestling and your device of choosing, it's all live. It's all happening live. Whatever is happening now is happening now. You're seeing it, and it's happening. We're moving up to 106. Junior freestyle here at Junior Nationals. All right, a fresh 3 on the clock for a new bout. That's Aiden Ortega taking on Cash Williams. Cash in on a shot. Ortega defends. Ortega in the red, wrestling for Illinois. As mentioned there, having a good Fargo as usual, trying to join his fellow Land of Lincolners, Simon Woods, in the finals. He just won that last bout. Ooh, Williams in on a nice shot. Williams wrestling in the blue for Oklahoma. Ranked 20th in the nation at 113. He's down at 106, trying to get a stop sign. That's the 8-sided plaques you get for winning, and a go behind and a score. Williams up 2-0. And a whistle with 2:03 on the clock in the first quarter. We're inside the Fargo Dome. It is USA Wrestling's U.S. Marine Corps Junior Nationals. 16 U bouts going on simultaneously to our junior bouts. Juniors, no age limit, but you have to have graduated high school no later than this spring. Or no, earlier. Earlier, yeah, that's what I meant. Ooh, attack from Ortega, arm drag from Williams. Williams winning this hand fight battle. Singlet and knee pad adjustment for Ortega. Now they're right back at it. Ortega, Glenbard West, as he tries to get out of the clutches of Cash Williams, who attends Carl Albert High School in Oklahoma. Williams a sophomore, Ortega a junior. And getting rear standing, dragging him down to the mat, and then keeping that arm 2-on-1. He gets a turn, he gets another turn. It's 8-0. One more will do it. Try to pop the hips. Williams does not get it. Going for that final turn. He gives up the kind of a step over, or just kind of wriggling out of that lock was Ortega. So 8-1. He's looking for a turn. He gets a trap arm. You get a trap arm, and now you get a trap arm. And it is 8-3. It was close to a tech, and now it is just merely a 5-point lead. We're still in the first period. Williams is like, hey, what happened? Short time here in the first period. That turn from Ortega was huge, and now he can hopefully build on that confidence. At least that's what he's thinking. I'm playing it completely neutral. But his corner is saying, let's build on that move. Let's keep the momentum going in our direction. Meanwhile, the great Sam Hayeswinkle, Olympian, folk style, freestyle, Greco-Roman, he does them all. In the corner for Cash Williams. And they're saying, forget that last sequence. You were dominating that match. You need to keep it going. You need to get the momentum going back on your side. Easier said than done. Ortega gets a say in things, and the second period is underway. 3 more minutes on the clock. 8-5. Williams from Oklahoma in the lead, and Ortega strikes quickly, and that tweaked the knee of Williams. That's a tough one. And they white paddled that. And Ortega's coaches wanted the points. They have to throw a brick if they want a review. But it is not a score. Williams getting attended to by the trainer and his coaches. Hopefully he's okay. You don't want to have to win that way, but sometimes you do. And Williams is back up to his feet. Now Ortega needs another attack like that. That was, but for the whistle, it looked like it was going to be a takedown. Obviously, athlete's safety is important. This is a high school event. Internationally, they probably let that go, but that's because you're at a world championship, and this is the end of what you're gunning for. It should be the ultimate goal, at least depending on the athlete. It often is. But this is a national tournament, and we're not trying to pile up injuries here. So still a 5-point lead for Williams. Ortega will try to get that momentum going again back in his favor. The stoppage is probably not working in his favor, but got 2 minutes on the clock as we get attention. I think hands to the face was the call. Ortega reaching in. Williams is ready for him. He's got rear standing again. He scored a lot of points. Gets Ortega out of the mat. That should be 2. Well, that was 2. Wow. I saw a knee down, but hey, it happens real fast. Sometimes you miss stuff, but that, from my vantage point anyway. But then Williams made the need for review or any of that. He obviated that by securing the takedown undeniably. 7-point lead for Williams. That's where he was when he was trying to get that final turn for a tech. It was 8-0, and then he gives up go behind there. The reversal for Ortega, and that's 1 point. So it's a 7-point lead, and then Ortega gets a turn, and then it was 8-3. And Ortega was so close to that shot, but the whistle was blown. And we had to do an injury timeout. It was close to being 8-5, but alas, for the Ortega partisans, it was not to be. Williams now back up with a 7-point lead, and he looks ready for Ortega and his attacks. It looks like Oklahoma is going to deny Illinois their second junior finalist. Depending on how the other bouts at 100, 106 went, 113 for that matter. "15 seconds to go, and it looks like Williams is going to be able to keep Ortega from his comeback. 5 more for the Oklahoman. And Carl Albert High School has a Fargo finalist. Big flex from Cash Williams. And if you have any stock in Williams, I wouldn't cash out yet because he's in the finals. right, at 113 pounds, this should be a good one. Thales Silva in the red, fending off a shot from Camden Rugg. Camden Rugg, a junior from Wisconsin, as now he's fending off a shot from Silva, or a counterattack. Rugg, a junior from Union Grove, Wisconsin, headed to Michigan after he completes his high school career. Silva, from the Silva brothers of the Izzy Silva clan, the Silva-backed boys. He's a freshman at Buchanan, just outside the rankings, but that'll change after this tournament, especially if he picks up another ranked win. Rugg 16th in the nation. Silva picked up a win over, I believe, Odiati, who I think was 6th in the nation, and there's 2 points for Silva. And Thales Silva making his case to get in those national rankings. Halfway through the first period, 2-point takedown for Silva, the only point so far. And fighting picking up. Short offense for Rugg. He's got Silva back to the edge of the mat, far side of the mat from where I'm sitting. Now back to the center. Silva looking to post on those elbows, create some space. Find those hips, back of the knees. There's attack from Rugg, re-attack from Silva, but now Rugg adjusts. Far ankle scramble. Silva rotating his hips, and now he's behind. He's got 2 more and a trap arm for a turn. It's 6-0. Can he go the other way? He does. 8-0. Rugg not yet back to a defensible position, but soon he goes back the other way. Was that going to count? White paddled. Silva so close to a tech. 18 seconds left in the first period. Silva trying to punch his ticket to the finals. Team California always represents here at Fargo. Rugg on a nice attack, posting on the elbow, getting to Silva's legs. Silva, though, hips down in a sprawl. And time is up in the first period. Rugg gets a breather, gets to collect himself. Silva. He's got Coach Silva talking to him. I believe it's Dad. I guess it technically could be an uncle, but I'm almost positive. Double check that. But we got Papa Silva talking to the young son Silva. Rugg gets to the center. They both toe the line, and there is the second period underway. Rugg drops down on a single leg. Can Silva counterattack here, or will Rugg get himself back in this bout? He's got an 8-point deficit to make up. And it looks like Rugg is going to have trouble finishing this, and now Silva's got that bottom leg. He's got it locked up. He's going to have the match. He's going to get the fall. He's got the tech. Pinfall incoming. There it is. Thales Silva with another ranked win. And yeah, I think we're going to see him in the rankings. I think we're going to see Thales Silva into those rankings next time they're published. Yeah, that's a safe bet. Impressive performance from Thales Silva, and we are going to move up to 120 pounds. where you can find Thiago Silva. Definitely a brother of Thales. That I know. They are twins. All right, we are about ready to begin. All the officials are in the right place. And from Pennsylvania, we've got Braden Weinrich. In on a fireman's early, doesn't get it, and it's Brandon Edstrom of Idaho on the counter. Edstrom in the blue. Wenrich. I'm going to say Wenrich. I'm going to say Wenrich, even though it could be Wenrick. You never know. The Germanic names, they can be difficult. Wenrich from Northampton, PA, in the Lehigh Valley. Brandon Edstrom, Madison, Idaho. Wenrich, single leg shot, trying to double off. Crackdown position, slides down to the below the knees, picks up the takedown. 2-0, Wenrich in the Pennsylvania singlets that are honoring the wonderful Zubaz pants from the, I guess, 80s and 90s, definitely around that era, early 90s. The faux zebra stripe pattern that swept the nation and NFL stadiums. Certainly of an era. Re-attack for Edstrom. He chases down a takedown. And Idaho with a nice clean singlet. Nothing as extravagant, but simple design is also appealing. The silver main color, the blue trim. Blue on the scoreboard. So 2-2, and that means Edstrom has the lead via criteria as the last to score. They each have a 2-point score. Wenrich goes in deep again, had a double leg, switches off to a single hip to hip. And Edstrom trying to hook his foot behind Wenrich, and he gets a stalemate out of it. So good defense from Edstrom. 70 seconds remaining in the first period. We're inside the Fargo Dome for U.S. Marine Corps' Junior Nationals. It's only the largest wrestling tournament in the world, or at least in the nation. I want to say world, though. Who has a bigger one? Are you going to count, like, whatever, the Turkish oil wrestling thing with more people, or one of those festival things? Maybe Mongolia has something. I'm talking about Olympic-style wrestling. I'm talking about a sanctioned style, internationally sanctioned. And so we've sanctioned it. This is the largest. I've sanctioned it. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Still 2-2. Anybody's match. Wenrich on the attack again. He keeps that tricep. He's going to try to dump Edstrom over. That's 2. And he's got the legs crossed up. There's a lace for 2 more. Can he get another one in short time? It's 6-2. 5 seconds to drive over. He can't get it, but that is good work in short time. You took a 2-2 bout, and you turned it into a 6-2 bout. That's what you want. Wenrich in the lead. He's got Pat Santoro in his corner. Pat Santoro just recently stepped down as head coach of the Lehigh Mountain Hawks after a brilliant career as a head coach there. Coached 2 national champions. One of them, Darian Cruz, will now be back reunited with Coach Santoro, as he is now a coach at the Pennsylvania RTC. And he's here in Fargo coaching Team PA. Just a phenomenal career dedicated to the sport and to improving the lives of other wrestlers and kids along the way. One of those out here on the mat, Braden Wenrich and Brandon Edstrom. According to this, Brandon is spelled B-R-A-N-D''N, so that's a new way of spelling Brandon. There are many ways. First time I've encountered it, so I can check that off my list of Brandon spellings, which of course I keep updated at all times. Double leg right off the whistle, and well-timed shot from Wenrich. 2, and then right into a lace, and they're out of bounds, so that last 2 is not going to count. Edstrom close to giving up the feet to back, and we got Grajeda trying to run out to the mat. Not time yet. Just 10-2 right now. Edstrom still getting a 10-2. Hopefully he's good to go. But safety, definitely an important part of this whole process. And there's a brick, a challenge. Edstrom, I don't know what they're gonna try to get reversed. I guess down by 8 or down by 9. Now the Pennsylvania coach is wondering, hey, maybe we can challenge. Is this a concussion? I think I saw Edstrom say, I'm all right. And we got a thumbs up. So, oh. And they're taking the brick back too. That's good. Or, it is what it is. Means we don't have another longer break though, which I think is good for everybody. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Edstrom needs to overcome an 8-point deficit to Wenrich. Collar ties, ear to ear. Edstrom starting to bounce on those ties, trying to create some space. Wenrich on an attack. Front headlock for Edstrom, but Wenrich, he's good at that tricep control. Might we see a sucker drag? Will we get a stalemate? 90 seconds remain in regulation, and there's no overtime, so I just mean 90 seconds in the match unless it ends early. Still an 8-point lead for Wenrich. He charges ahead, and now Edstrom comes behind, and he gets 2, so chips away at that lead. Not a lot of time left for a 6-point deficit, though. We can get scores and punches. Oh, stepping over. And thankfully, Edstrom, his head was out of bounds. Otherwise, we could have been looking at a pinfall right in front of my table here. 12-4, back to an 8-point lead. Just under a minute left before the buzzer. Front headlock again for Edstrom. Feet to the edge of the mount, and now, ooh, looking for the head in the arm, trying to take him backwards was Edstrom. Good idea, but one on the step out, and then they tried to call fleeing. That's a tough rule to, it needs a little bit more clarification. Sometimes guys are trying to stay in bounds and they just go out. I don't think that should be fleeing. There are other obvious times that the guy turns around and runs off the mat. Clearly that's fleeing. And then in between there, though, some gray areas. All right, 12-5. What can Edstrom do? Time is going to run out, and it's Braden Wenrich. And cheers from the stands. Looks like we got some relatives, I'm guessing. Pennsylvania on to the finals at 120 pounds. Northampton's Braden Wenrich. All right, we got number 3 in the nation. Oh, no, we don't. Sammy Sanchez, my bad. I was thinking that was Grajeda, but it is not. And just like that, 2 points. And another 2 for Sanchez over Mulligan in the blue. Mulligan from New Jersey. Going for the tech fall. Number 3 in the nation. I think a cadet champion, if I'm not mistaken, Sammy Sanchez. For California in the red. Matty Mulligan for New Jersey in the blue. Sanchez with a 6-0 lead. He's the favorite to win this bracket. Sanchez is. Well, I shouldn't speak too soon. He's ranked 3rd at 120 pounds. He got Hayden Schwab, who's 3rd at 126, and we're at 126, so this is Sanchez moving up. Just a sophomore, not yet committed. And there should be 4. He gets rear standing, takes him back. Sammy Sanchez, 6th at the U.S. Open in the U20 division, trying to get a Fargo stop sign. Gets the win. California moving on to the finals. Quick tech, just like that. And now we're moving up above 126. All right, one of the highest ranked and most highly credentialed wrestlers here in Fargo, Antonio Mills in the red singlet for Team Georgia. Tommy Worster for Ohio from Dublin Kaufman. In the blue, and we're underway, 132 pounds. Mills did not place at U20s at the U.S. Open. But he has been very active, winning a lot of things, starting with Fargo last year at juniors. Undefeated at Elite 8, Grappler Fall Classic, Super 32. That's a way to start the season. Now he wants to finish strong. Placed fifth at the U.S. Open, but did not place at the team trials, I should say. Did win the Southeast Regional. As he is on the clock now, we're done looking up Antonio's resume. Mill Creek, Georgia, headed to Ohio State in the fall. He's a senior. May head there earlier. Tommy Worster, who's the sophomore, will be a junior next fall, 16th in the nation, uncommitted, so you can bet there's going to be a lot of coaches watching this guy. Will he be Antonio's teammate in a couple years? Does he stay home and become a Buckeye? 2 years is a long time, but it's possible. There's the point for Worster. That's from the activity clock. 20 seconds to go in the first period. And we go to the break. Just 1-0, low scoring affair. Since we looked at a lot of Antonio Mills' results, we can see that Worster was 6th at Ironman. Oh, and he was a 16U Fargo champ. All right, Fargo champ versus Fargo champ here in the semis. Two stop sign holders. And now it's Worster that goes on the clock, unsurprisingly. No scores, no offensive points from either wrestler here into the second period. Just a few seconds left on that activity clock for Worcester, and where Red conceded a point, not conceded, in the first period. Now Blue concedes a point in the second period. Under 2 minutes, 1-1 Mills with that criteria lead. We might see another activity clock though. 1-1 scores kind of frowned upon. Mills trying to make something happen. Worcester's there to stop him. Coach Pannone and Coach Ness in the corner for Mills saying, don't put our guy on the clock. There's a couple of other Mills brothers. I think Antonio's got 18 or 19 siblings, maybe 20. Anyway, Mills is back on the clock, 26 seconds. Then we get a stoppage for attention, no fingers. And Worcester going to try to, I'm not going to say stall, but just like play defense and keep Mills from his offense. 15 seconds on that clock, activity clock. Now Mills finds his way into a single leg. He's in deep. He's going to keep this here. He's fine with the front headlock of Worcester. And now Mills tilts him back, gets two, almost gets another two. They go out of bounds. So they gave the turn. I thought Worcester's head was out of bounds. And maybe fleeing would have been more appropriate there, but I don't know. Anyway, I think the score is definitely defensible and justifiable. 5-2. Mills gives up that second activity clock, but it was his attack, and he got 2 exposures out of that. So he leads 5-2. Now it's Worcester, who hasn't been able to find his offense this match, having to go out and get more than one score against Mills. Mills with his heels to the edge. Now he circles back to the center, looks at the clock, 20 to go. Worcester trying to chase him down. And then Mills times a double leg. That should be 4 for Mills. It is. And that's going to seal the deal. Mills points to his head, says, I got this. I know what I was doing. And Antonio heard a whistle. And there is the final whistle. Antonio Mills moving on to the finals. One more handshake. And Team Georgia gets a finalist. Antonio shaking the hands of everybody. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 handshakes before he gets to his own coaches. Kind of feeling left out here. Antonio didn't shake my hand. I'm sitting right here. I'm just kidding. No one should shake the hands of anybody doing commentary during a match. Not advised. All right, we are moving up to 138. It's Dawson Youngblood and Tanner Gano. And Youngblood, aggressive off the whistle, gets the first takedown, and it's Iowa versus PA. Classic battle between power states. "30 seconds in. Youngblood, rising senior at Don Bosco in Iowa. Powerhouse program, one of the few private schools that you'll find in Iowa with a solid, with a wrestling program this impressive, I should say. And Youngblood staying in state. As he gets a single leg, crackbacks, and it's 2 more for Youngblood. He'll be going to Iowa City. He'll be a Hawkeye. Tanner Gano from Bald Eagle Area High School. Got to figure out where he's going. I would tell you if I knew. Once again, Youngblood in deeps found an opening in those defenses of Gano. And he's been able to exploit them for 2 takedowns so far, working on his 3rd here. Gano making him work for this one. Trying to come out the back door is Youngblood, and how about that scramble from Gano? Pretty impressive from the Pennsylvanian. And he chops that lead in half. It is 4-2 with that nifty scramble. A little past the halfway mark here in the first period. Forty seconds left in the period. Youngblood in on another attack. Can Gano get the counter here as well? Once again on the attack, Youngblood keeping the pressure on. Gano had a nice chest wrap, but loses his grip. Youngblood pops his head out. He's back up to a 4-point lead, 6-2. In a very active first period. Both wrestlers making for an exciting bout. As they go to the corner, there's Ryan Morningstar, assistant coach at Iowa, talking to one of his future wrestlers, Mark McKnight, M2 Wrestling Academy. Great club in Central PA, doing big things. Taking over for the Magic Man, David Taylor, when he took over the head coaching job at Oklahoma State. McKnight was already coaching at that club and kept the continuity and stayed on. And now you could say the M2 stands for Mark McKnight. Just kind of serendipity with that one. Second period underway. 4-point lead still for Youngblood. He just finds a way to get through those legs. Gano, good scrambler as we saw in the first period, but give Youngblood too many chances here. You can't rely on the scrambling too much. In the Iowa corner, Youngblood didn't like the way that toe was being pulled on. And I think he could have called something, but Youngblood, to his credit, wrestled through the position and just overpowered Gano. And it is 8-2. 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock. Shot from Gano. He's got to find his offense. He got 2 points off a counter, but Youngblood has been firing off shot after shot, making it very difficult for Gano to get anything going. The defense from Youngblood has to be credited too. Gano unable to get in on Youngblood's legs. There's another failed attempt from Gano, whereas Youngblood was in deep multiple times. He scored off 3 of his shots. I think all 4 shots, well, 4 scores were all off his shots. Dropping down on a trailing leg is Youngblood. He's got that heel locked up. Gano on his butt, trying to do the splits. Reinforced underhook, but that's basically just going to chew up clock. Youngblood now coming out the back door. Popping his head. Gano, I think illegal toe hold they called again. And there's the point. And they have to go back in parterre as they were down on the mat. So 9-2. You don't need control to have to be back in parterre. And now Youngblood takes the top position. Whistle is blown. Looking for some sort of turn. Can't get the legs in a hold he wants. But it does chew up some clock. 35 to go. Commanding lead for Dawson Youngblood. Now Gano tries to get on his offense. Fake from Youngblood. 20 seconds. And the future Iowa middleweight is close to punching his ticket to the finals. Just 10 seconds left. And with a 7-point lead, Youngblood can't be caught. And a let's go to his corner for Youngblood. Did what he needed to do. Impressive offense for the young man from Iowa. He's on to the Fargo finals. All right, we had a Don Bosco wrestler advance, and now we might have a St. John Bosco wrestler. I think they're talking about the same Bosco, but I could be wrong. I'm not up on my Bosco lore. We're at 144 pounds. That's the weight we're up to. Jesse Grajeda in the blue for California. So his quarterfinal bout, he looked pretty impressive. Taking on Michael Lopez, Ponderosa, Colorado. Colorado versus California. Grajeda, one of the highest ranked wrestlers here in Fargo, third in the nation at 150, but he's down at 144. Will he be at 144 going forward? Or was this just for Fargo, and as a rising senior, will he be up at 150 after this tournament? Is he gonna get an invite to who's number one? He might. We'll find out. We got some golden tickets here. They're gonna be distributed. I don't know how many, I don't know to whom, not my call. But I'm guessing there'll be some. Shot from Grajeda, now on the re-attack, chases down that double right into a leg lace. That's a beautiful transition. Will he get a turn? Yes, he won't be denied there. That's two more. He's got room for at least one more turn. And on the outside, and it'll just be two turns, but explosive parterre offense from Grajeda. Pulls down on those legs of the singlet. That elastic is shot. There's no elastic on those legs. That's how the kids like them. It's almost as if they're ready to just wrestle in shorts and rash guards. I don't know. Crazy idea, but if you're not gonna have elastic on the bottom of your legs, you might as well. One minute remaining in the first period. All Grajeda so far. Grajeda. Apologies. Oh, beautiful arm drag. Great motion right into that double. Low gut looking for another turn. I think they put the score on the wrong side there. Grajeda looked at the scoreboard and was like, hey, what happened? Because that 2 points that he now has was on Lopez's side of the ledger. That got rectified. It is now 8-0, but there is under 30 to go. Does Grajeda get another score? Let's see, that setup was very pretty. Can he get to it again? Lopez just fighting to make it to the second period at this point. Level change from Grajeda, keeping the pressure on. Big snap. Throw by from Lopez. Good counter there, good defense. But now they go to the corners. And Lopez gonna be able to keep wrestling, see if he can change the trajectory of this bout. Ruben Valencia in the corner for Grajeda. He's a monster garage guy. Coach Valencia produced a lot of talented wrestlers from Southern California, not the least of which one of his sons, Zahid Valencia, 2025 world champion and a two-time NCAA champ to boot. We'll see if Jesse Grajeda could reach those lofty levels at some point. He's going to be a Buckeye after his senior year at St. John Bosco. Lopez, don't know where he's headed, but I'm guessing he's got a Division I NCAA future. And pressure, ankle pick, finish. And Grajeda's moving on to the finals. California with another big win here at Junior Nationals. Well, we got a little do-si-do here in the center of the mat. All right, semis going on, mat 7 and mat 1 here for juniors. 16U. You got two other mats. You got mats 2 and 3. We're going to keep things locked in with the juniors. Which bout do we have? 150 pounds. And we got Pennsylvania versus another Coloradan. We're underway here inside the Fargo Dome. U.S. Marine Corps Junior Nationals, USA Wrestling's biggest event of the year. That's Austin Collins from Ray, Colorado. He's in the blue, taking on Jason Dubé, 7th in the nation. Tall task for Collins here. Dubé, a rising junior that is wrestling at Spire Academy in Northeast Ohio. Dubé knocked off Clinton Shepard, the #1 seed in the quarterfinals, 7-6. Trying to keep this run going. His opponent, or either the opponent, finals opponent TBD for both sides of the bracket, top and bottom. These guys coming through the top side, or the top half. 1 minute down, no score. We're gonna get some passivity soon. Gonna let this sequence play out. Now we get a whistle. So passivity on Dubé goes on the clock. It's 30 seconds to score, or Collins will get the first point. shot. Dubé low single. He's got 8 seconds to break down this quad pod. And there it is. Beats the clock. Beats the defenses of Collins. And there's the 2. Just 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Some decent, oh, look at that go behind. Lightning quick reflexes, and Collins has to bail in that position. Dubé had rear standing, could have been very dangerous as he drives Collins down to the mat, and then he picks up a quick turn. Just tilts him back, should be 2 and 2. Not sure if they're following here. Might get a brick. Drew Headley in the corner. I don't know. The table judge said we got the turn, we got the takedown in the turn. But the chairperson did not register it. Pit assistant coach Headley says, "Thank you for saving me this brick and a longer delay." But yeah, that was very clearly a takedown and then a turn and an exposure. So 6-0 for red. Score is correct. And everything got figured out before the next whistle. And we're going to get another whistle right now as we head to the break. 30 seconds. There's Coach Headley. Some water, some instruction. Again, no towels, just t-shirts. I don't get it. This is day 3. You gotta grab the hotel towels. Just take them on. Hey, you can bring them back. I'm not saying steal them, although they got plenty. They kind of price that into their operation, so you're not committing a mortal sin. But you will also have a towel at the very least that you could bring back if you remember to, and if you don't, again, no big deal, but don't use a t-shirt to wipe the sweat off your wrestlers. Keep that shirt clean. Use a hotel towel. All right. Oh, big attack, and we get a big whizzer. The overhook almost got that Uchimata from Dubé. Impressive hips, and Collins can't avoid that one. Gives a turn, and then a quick, oh, white paddle didn't go past 90. Thought maybe he did, but okay. Figure 4 of the leg, and there is the turn. Now we got the 10-point technical fall. Jason Dubé, number 7 in the nation, on to the finals. Wrestling out of PA, or representing the Keystone State, but doing his high school wrestling in Northeast Ohio. If you're from Western PA, it's not a far drive. Impressive performance. We'll move up, I believe, a weight class. We got our next match ready, but Dubé's still here on the stage. That's fine. It's not hurting anybody. Lincoln Robidou in the red. Younger brother to Landon Robidou, newly minted NCAA champion. Hasn't committed yet, but you got to imagine Oklahoma State's got the inside track on this guy. taking on Mac Crossan of Iowa, and he's headed to Nebraska. He's got the Nebraska headgear on, Crossan in the blue. Rabadou gets behind Crossan, doesn't have the takedown yet, has the breakdown, that quad pod. Good balance from Crossan, only gives up the one. So Iowa going to Nebraska, Minnesota going to possibly Oklahoma. We'll see. Rabadou's got 2 more years. St. Michael Albertville. STMA, as you'll see it abbreviated. Powerhouse program in Minnesota. 10th in the nation at 157 is Rabadou. Crossan, 16th in the nation at 165. But he's down at 157. He'll be a senior next year at Indianola High School in Iowa. Rabadou driving, but Crossan, big snap. Rabadou's head hits the mat on that one. He recovers. Getting to the halfway point of the first period. And it's Crossan that goes on the clock. Just the 1 point for Rabadou so far. Nothing happening in that exchange. Stalemated, back up to their feet. Final seconds tick away on the activity clock. And now we're under a minute as well. Rabadou with a 2-point lead on Crossan. Under 30 now, a lot of movement around the mat, but no scores as Crossan drops down to his knees right on the boundary. You can't just do that and then get pushed out of bounds, slide on your knees. You will give up a step-out point as UWW has taken corrective measures to that rule. Wow, what a toss right to his corner. Crossan flips his headgear. I mean, that would be a point in college because of that ridiculous rule. It's terrible. But here in the world of freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling, you just take your headgear, you leave it on, you can take it off, you can chuck it to your corner. As long as you're not spiking it maliciously, it's no problem. But because apparently college referees can't be trusted to make that call, now anytime a headgear comes off someone's head and is not gently placed on, I don't know, a table or a velvet pillow and then carefully walked off the mat as if it was nitroglycerin, you have to give up a penalty, a team point, which is absurd. Anyway, that's a totally different topic. We have Fargo going on right now. 2-point lead for Lincoln Rabadou. Mac Crossan very much in this bout. We're in the second period in the semifinals of the junior boys freestyle divisions, 157 pounds. Crossan working an underhook, short offense. There's a whistle, back up to their feet. Action stalemated. Rabadou going on the clock. 2 warnings for him. And on the attack is Rabadou. He's going to get at least, yes, just 1 there. They held up blue. Well, 1 Rabadou confirmed. Looked like Rabadou's point, unless it was on the far side of the mat, so hard to tell. But 1 for Rabadou, no more clock, and Crossan now needs 2 scores or a 4-point move to gain the lead. Crossan needs a minute. Trainer is there. We've got a stoppage for injury. And Crossan's okay. Got hit in the jaw maybe. Either way, action ongoing. 90 seconds left here in this match. Crossan trying to get a go behind. Now whips over Rabadou. They say 2 on the exposure. And just like that, Crossan's right back in this match. He just needs a point of any kind. He's driving forward. Rabadou can't just get pushed off the mat. He does. He steps out. And Crossan's in the lead with 1 minute 14. He's asking for the brick. But that would be a mistake. Jason Ness with the brick. And Rabadou gets it. Now I say a mistake, but maybe the brick is going to help Rabadou out in other ways. Meanwhile, look at this brawl. Crossan is kind of holding his head. Maybe he's still recovering from whatever dinged him up where he needed injury time. So maybe this review is a blessing for both wrestlers. Rabadou going down 3-3 via criteria or trailing 4-3 outright. Doesn't make much of a difference because 1 point would put him back in the lead. 1 minute 14 seconds to go though. 16 versus a 10, one of the best bouts you'll see here inside the Fargo Dome. Crossan headed to Nebraska. Rabadou, we don't know yet for sure, but very well possibly could be on his way to Oklahoma State in another year or 2. 2 years is most likely. I don't think he's going to reclassify. All right, challenge failed. Quick review, 4-3. We'll see if that break did either guy any help. 60 seconds left. Crossan, short offense. Rabadou up to his feet. Shot from Crossan, re-attack from Rabadou. Trying to find an angle. Crossan gets back up to his feet. Ear to ear, locked in ties. Rabadou driving forward. Now Crossan drops down on a single leg. Rabadou tries to hop behind. And now Crossan's in a great position. He can kill some clock here. Keeping those legs tied up is all he needs to do. Oh, and then a nice inventive move. Had those legs wrapped up and did a little flip. And that is a 4-point move. Very tricky, very creative from Matt Crossan. And that should ice it. Drops down on another leg, and the 16th ranked wrestler is going to upset the 10th ranked wrestler, Matt Crossan, with one of the best finishes of any bout we've seen. He's on to the finals. What a move to ice it. emotional. Crossing is pumped up. Great bout. Robin, who had the lead, but Crossing, all that heart, would not be denied. And now we have perhaps the most highly touted, bluest of blue chip recruits on the mat right now. Out of Pennsylvania, Melvin Miller was wrestling at the Senior U.S. Open not too long ago. He's got another year of high school at Bishop McCourt, the #1 ranked 157-pounder, up at 165. He's got Aiden Arnett. Arnett in the blue gives up a takedown. He's looking for an arm spin. Arnett from Illinois, Miller from PA. Miller's got a list of accolades longer than I have time to recite. But Arnett on a single leg. How will Miller defend here? Crackdown by Arnett. He's above the knee, but Miller still with the whizzer. Now he's hipping back, leg is shelved. Arnett is behind, but quad pod for Melvin, and he just powers his way out of that position. Beautiful hip heist, and now he's got Arnett's back, and it's two more. Impressive stuff from Miller, and another two. You see why he's ranked #1. He's gonna get a turn there. White paddled, I thought, oh, no doubt about that one. Full flip, and that is 10. Melvin Miller, first period tech, and just a hair over 1 minute. Melvin Miller doing Melvin Miller things. The monstupulous Melvin Miller marches on to the finals. Trying to get another stop sign, add to his collection. Eventually he's gonna run out of shelf space. He's gonna have to make some choices, what he's gonna keep, what goes into storage. All right, so we know who won the Maximus Dabbled Mario Carini bout. It was Mario Carini, as he's here right now against Lucas Bowe of Lake Highland Prep. Two ranked wrestlers. Carini second in the nation, wrestling out of Poway, the powerhouse of Southern California, San Diego area. Carini in the red. His opponent, Bowe from Lake Highland Prep, the Central Florida powerhouse. He's in the blue. He's ranked 13th in the nation. Both juniors, both already committed to highly regarded D1 institutions. Cornell for Bowe, Virginia Tech for Carini. We got the future of college wrestling here. Cornell and Virginia Tech, they've had some good scraps on the D1 level. They came down to Tampa not too long ago for an out-of-conference dual meet. Oh no, that was Ohio State. I take it back. All right, my memory's not perfect. But they have wrestled before, I'm sure of that. All right, no score yet. We're gonna get passivity. Or a warning about fingers, but activity clock happening soon for somebody. Oh, Bowe. Little knee slide down onto a single leg. Now he's trying to readjust. Carini looking for a corner to sit, but Bowe doesn't give him the opportunity. He just collects two, and we won't see a passivity or an activity clock here, because we have 2 points courtesy of Lucas Bowe. Carini with a shot. Bowe stuffs him. There is a passivity. I don't think we're gonna get, nah, no clock. This is the first one. Carini looking for an opening. Bo doesn't give it to him. Sweep single. This is his best attack yet. Bo adjusting. Excellent job getting his foot back. Now he's got a chest lock. Carini hasn't given up on that leg yet. Looking for some space. And Bo is going to get back to neutral. Good defense after that nice shot from Carini. We're at 175 pounds. A few more upper weights to go after this, and then we'll have our finals matchups. Second period underway, 2-0. Lucas Bo still in the lead. Florida versus California. Who's got better weather? That's the question. Better beaches, a lot of competition, more sunshine. And Carini trying to go behind. He'll get 2 offered, only 1 confirmed. No continuation there. Thought about throwing the brick, but one corner coach talked the other out of it. Nice flurry towards the edge of the mat here, closest to me. And Bo. Feet were out of bounds here. And I guess they called grounded before, but I thought he came up off his knees. Just not pushed fully out of bounds. And table judge lost something. Pen? Okay, crisis averted. Oh, it was a paddle went flying. All right, 2-2. But 1 point scores for Carini, a 2 point score for Bo, but he still has the lead. Under 90 seconds to go. Very tightly fought battle. 2 ranked wrestlers. Carini wants to hold on to that number 2 ranking. Bo's defense has been really good. Now Carini starting to come up. And a battle to see if he can get a step out point. There it is. Bo couldn't stay in bounds. You can be grounded and not give a point if you step out, but if you drive the full chest out of bounds, that's going to be your point. So Carini takes the lead, and it's Bo that needs a score. There's a shot from Bo. It's defended. Time on the side of Carini ticking away. 20 seconds to go. Bo looking for something. Carini, center of the mat. Arms down. Oh, nice little boot scoot attempt. Level change for Bo, trying to throw that arm back. Peek out underneath. Carini ready for him. 5 seconds to go. Bo, head pinch, kitchen sink time. Throws everything he's got at him, but Mario Carini survives in a brawl. Great effort from both wrestlers. Carini gonna need some recovery time. Luckily, he doesn't wrestle for several hours. We get the lunch break. And then we'll be back here on the main stage. Bo's got some wrestlebacks to do. Carini can prepare for the finals. We'll have 16U and juniors going off at the same time. Appreciate everybody tuning in, whether it's on FloWrestling, on our app, on your device of choice. If you're watching via social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you may be seeing this. We got another good one here. 190 pounds. 2 ranked wrestlers, a Fargo champion from last year, Nicholas Singer, is excuse me, ranked 20th in the nation from Faith Christian Academy in Pennsylvania. He's headed to Ohio State. He's got another year of high school, but from PA in the red singlet, that's Nicholas Singer. His opponent, another Californian trying to join Mario Carini in the finals, is Mason Ontiveros, a senior from Pittman, California. He's headed to Oklahoma in the fall in the blue singlet. We'll find out what Pittman is, because I'm curious, and I don't know. There is a whistle for activity for someone. Pittman High School can be found in the Central Valley. Snap down, and ooh, that's not good. Singer may have gotten his bell rung. Pittman outside of Turlock in the greater Modesto metro area. Yep, Turlock, California. So hopefully Singer's okay, but head injuries, you want to be sure. You don't want to take any chances there. So Singer is okay. They're back at it. Under 2 minutes to go in the first period. 0-0 at the moment. Singer, low double leg shot. Trying to bring Ontivero down to the mat. Can't get a score there. Now Ontiveros starts peeling legs, and the referee says Lerger's going to stop this. 92 seconds left in the first period. Ontiveros gets the passivity warning. Somebody had to go on the clock there. "25 seconds for Ontiveros to score, or else he'll concede a point. If Singer scores, oh, crazy heavy snap. And a tight head pinch. That's 4 for Singer. and that last sequence white paddle, but big feet to back. I mean, Ontivero had a big snap. Singer just caught him in a tight head pinch and then rolled him over. All that torque. And he's gonna get one more here, it looks like, as the activity clock is out. So that's a point Singer. 5-0, and that 4 point will be big if criteria comes into play. Ontivero strikes back with a push out. Ontivero's 13th in the nation at 190, Singer 20th. Very tough weight class. Nice shot from Singer. He's in on Ontiveros' left leg now. Potentially dangerous. And again, you know, might not be called at World Championships, but that's a different kind of tournament than our domestic national high school championship. Singer, attack after re-attack, and he's gonna pick one up there, so pulls ahead by 5 once again. Final seconds of the first period tick away, and we're going to go to the break. Three more minutes for the second period. 5 point lead still for Singer, and another lightning quick low shot. Quick to come up with it. He's looking for 4. He's going to get it. Big feet to back as they finish out of bounds, and it's 10-1. Nicholas Singer trying to climb back up those rankings. This is going to help in a big way. Low shot, and Ontiveros doesn't have an answer. Good sportsmanship, Nicholas Singer. Future Buckeye over a future Sooner. And he'll be singing his way to the finals, PA. Nicholas Websinger, Slinger, that's a reach. We'll work on that. There's a lot you can do with Singer. I don't have anything at the moment, but we'll get back to it. .215, the cruiserweights. And that's Howard of Indiana going right after Bechtold, Decker Bechtold. You got Dean, you got Dillon, and now we got Decker. The fighting Bechtold brothers of Pennsylvania, Owen J. Roberts High School. Bechtold 18th in the nation at 215. Sam Howard maybe ranked now that he's up at 215. Had him right on the bubble at 190 from Boonville, Indiana. No score after a minute. Heavy hands from Howard. Bechtold, though, he he was trailing for most of his quarterfinal bout against Konopka. And then got one activity clock point. They're deep into the second period, still trailing by a point. And they got a step out with like 10 seconds to go, and that was it. That's all he needed. So sometimes you got to be a gamer. You got to be savvy. There is the activity clock for Decker. Sam Howard is a junior, so he's going to have a lot of colleges scouting him. Future 197 pounder, most likely. Same with Decker. One brother at Bucknell, another at Lehigh. Maybe he goes Drexel for EIWA private schools in Pennsylvania. Franklin and Marshall also an option. There's the point for Howard as Bechtold doing a full 360 around the edge of the mat, a little tightrope walking. Still circling. Howard unable to get a step out or anything else going here. Bechtold a few more steps to the center. Now they're right back at the starting line. 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Short time left, just the 1 point for Howard. That was the only score so far, and we'll likely get somebody on the clock soon, early on into the second period. We got one more bout here after this one in the semis, and then get ready for the finals. We'll get placement bouts starting at 3 p.m. Central, and then we'll get the finals after a little pomp and circumstance at 5 p.m. So we got a little break until then, but make sure you're tuning in because those finals bouts are going to be fun. They're going to be on the main stage here. We're going to up the production value, make it a spectacle, have everybody given all of the attention that they deserve, that they've earned. 3 more minutes here in the semifinals of the U.S. Marine Corps Junior Nationals, USA Wrestling's biggest event of the year. I think it's the biggest freestyle or Olympic-style event in the world. I'd like to see a bigger one. Like, literally, it would be cool to see that. All right, on the attack is Howard. And Howard bounces Bechtold's head on the mat, picks up that step out along the way, and now it's 2-0. This is kind of how Bechtold's match was in the quarters. Let's see if Howard can avoid the same fate as Bechtold's last opponent here inside the Fargo Dome. Bechtold on the clock again. A rare occurrence, but I can see that being justified here. Bechtold about to concede his third point. Now he has to work 90 seconds. As long as on the clock, Howard is going to try to hold on here, climb into the rankings with a win here. He's got to wrestle the rest of this match, but and great movement of the hips. 2 offered, 4 from the table judge, just 2 from the chairperson, so it's 3-2. And Bechtold needed to finish, hopped over to one side, brought Howard down, did not settle for the 1 point. That was big. He's back in this. 1 point will do it. Same recipe as the quarterfinals. Howard still in the lead, though. Howard with a shot caught by Bechtold. A lot of power on that mat right now, just blasting into each other. Indiana with the Stranger Things singlets. I just figured the tentacles in the back there, that's the other side that you're gonna have to contend with. Arm spin, now trying to pop the head. Under 30. And something was blown dead for, so I don't know if it was the headlock on Bechtold or the arm pressure on Howard. But anyway, Bechtold with the shot. Can Howard get the upset? This is a monster bracket that he's going to make the finals of. You had Konopka that Bechtold beat. You got Bechtold himself. You got other ranked guys I'm going to have to look at. Waylon Kressel, Riley Johnson, they're ranked. Oh, that's 215. Those were 190 guys. And there it is. Look at the mat. Don't look at your notes. Sam Howard. Moving on. William Ward, Carter Brown. Those are the ranked guys. Sam Howard, though, will be in the finals representing Indiana with a gutsy 3-2 win. Now we got our final bout here on mat 2 for this session for the semifinals. I'll probably do some wrestlebacks here. All right, at the heavyweight weight class. Oh no, this is still 215. This is Daniel Moylan, 14th in the nation of California in the red, trying to avoid a takedown from William Ward, 8th in the nation from North Dakota. And there's 2 for the local. Moorhead, thought that was in Minnesota. But anyway, representing North Dakota. Moorhead's right over the river, if it is. Maybe he went to Moorhead, but lives in North Dakota. Who knows? I don't know. I know he's repping North Dakota here in Fargo. Snap down on Moylan. Looking for another go behind. Oh yeah, we got another bout after this one. Yeah, I think we got some blood time. Ooh. Yeah, Moylan there. His eye. Oh, and the trainer is tending to some 16U lightweights over on mat 2, which is obviously also a priority. Right now, The trainer is free to attend to Daniel Moylan's injury, such that it is. Might have been a nasty cut there on Moylan, but it's glued together. Something. Yeah, he's gonna have some wounds from this. Right back to brawling. These two big men are at it. And then Moylan goes head first into the mat again. Good sprawl by Ward. Gonna look for the go behind. Good recovery by Moylan. Hasn't conceded anything yet. We go back up to their feet. Moylan now passivity warning. Just a warning. Nice attack by Moylan. Good job not going underneath Ward, and now he's got Ward stepping. Can Ward recover? Oh, he covers the hips and almost gave up 4. Excellent job by Moylan getting right back in this match. And you can hear the crashes as they come down on this mat. We're on a raised stage where they are raging. And it makes for some thunderous noises when they're getting doubled onto the mat. Short time left in this period. 2-2, but really anybody's match at the moment. Moylan leads by criteria, but there'll be 3 more minutes on the clock after this 30-second break.
Once again, after the semifinals are complete, after the semifinals are complete, we need all coaches to please come see Jason on the red table.
30-second break over, back to action. Snap down, but Moylan kind of knee slides right into a single leg, head on the outside. Ward reaching for far ankles. Moylan, good hips, but no exposure. Yes, 2. Okay, I was wrong. And Ward can just belly out here. No more consequences or reason to continue fighting that. And we get a stoppage, back up to their feet. Now the California crowd's getting into it. Moylan from Poway, another Poway wrestler. They're all over the place. San Diego area, 14th in the nation. Headed to North Carolina, joining Cole's squad. Now Ward on the attack, and it's Moylan that has to defend. Against Ward, who's on his way to Arizona State. A little bit different climate. So that action was stalemated. 4-2 still to score. Moylan, 2-point lead. Well, there's Ward in on a shot. Moylan, though, got his hips back, and I don't see anything happening here except the restart, and that's what we get. Attack from Ward, but Moylan, too much left in the tank. Runs him down, gets 2 more, and it's going to be tough now for Ward to come back from that. Moylan looking strong with a 6-2 lead, and this would be a minor upset. Daniel Moylan, 14 over and 8. It's the kind of matches you get here at Fargo. Classic semifinal matchup here in the junior division. Under 45 seconds to go. Time running out for the local 215-pounder, William Ward. He's in on a shot. Will he get one? And no, it'll be Moylan, and we have a brick because, yeah, why not rule it a step out or just see if you can get it. 8-2. If it's 9-2 with 17 seconds, then it's 9-2 with 17 seconds. But maybe try to make it 6-3 with 20 seconds. So get another look at it. I thought you might have been able to call a step out. Oh, we have the replay view here on the hanging screen. I don't think he was grounded at that point, but who knows? I thought it only mattered about the attackee wrestler. His knee is down, then it was up. So we'll see. And it was rule grounded, so 9-2, 17 seconds. And Ward going for something, flying squirrel, jumping up. Anything he can try, he's trying it, but it won't be enough. Moylan gets the victory. Tough bout, tough wrestlers. But it's California with another finalist, North Dakota. Not going to happen at 215. And our final bout here at heavyweight. Final bout of the semis. We have got, here we go, Kale. I knew this name. It's a very familiar name to most wrestling fans. Kale Leesgang, a senior from Seymour, Wisconsin. And his opponent also from Wisconsin, Tyson Martin, who has his single leg, trying for at least one and going right at some of our officials. Luckily they stayed on the mat. Didn't even make it to the stage part. But from Aquinas, Wisconsin, Tyson Martin.
Can you go grab the other battery? It's under the table because it was charging. You're just going to use your... I'll go grab the battery.
So after a minute, it's a 1-0 lead for Tyson Martin. Martin, wow, another good sweep single. And he tries to kick the leg out. Leesgang stays on that 1 foot. But Martin, those low-risk shots, they take a lot of energy, but you're not going to get caught underneath another big guy at 285 pounds. Junior Nationals, a.k.a. Fargo. Level change from Martin again. Leesgang stopped that one. Martin keep this pressure going though. It's gonna be tough for Leesgang to figure out a way to get points of his own. Well-timed double. And that's 1 confirmed. 3-0. Tyson Martin. Martin, single leg again. Leesgang trying to plant that on the ground. Oh, and then back trip. You got to get a full extension to get to Leesgang's leg like that. So there's the 2 after 3 1 points. Trying for a turn is Tyson Martin. Short time left here in the first period. Halfway to a tech fall is Tyson Martin. Leesgang is staying in state, going to Wisconsin in the fall. Martin, I would tell you if I knew. I might be able to find out. As we go to the break. I have it right here in high def. Aquinas Wrestling says, we are proud of Tyson Martin signing his national letter of intent to wrestle for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. There it is. I sleuthed it out for you. SDSU Jackrabbit versus, or future Jackrabbit versus future Badger. And walking a tightrope, good pivot, doing the bullfighter Olay move as Martin for another point right off the whistle. Low-level shot, immediately swings the hips around so as not to get caught underneath. Now tries the other way. Now trying to pop his head. Liesgang had to squeeze tight there with that chest wrap with good defense. Avoids giving up any extra points. Just 2 minutes to go. It's been all Martin so far. 6-0. Can Liesgang get on his offense? And once again, it's a lot of leg to have to defend, and Martin gets to it once more. 8-0. Will he get a turn? And Martin definitely looks a little peppier, a little fresher. Liesgang, he's still fighting. He's still battling. But he's just a hair behind Martin in this hand fight. And there's a nice shot from Liesgang, but went down swinging as Martin got to go behind. Great effort, but Tyson Martin, too much. Very impressive work for the heavyweight. Good battle of Wisconsiners. And that'll do it for the semifinals. Thanks again for tuning in, whether it be social media, on our website, your device of choice. We appreciate you all very much. Tune in 5 p.m. Central for, I won't even try to do all the different time zones. 5 p.m. Central, look it up, use Google, use AI. Come back here, watch the finals. They're going to be awesome. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.